This is a Saturday Morning TVLog from Big D's Entertainment Rankings and Reviews. Welcome to another Saturday Morning TVLog, and this time around it's Hello Kitty's Furry Tale Theater, brought to us by Deke and MGM. Greetings, my fellow YouTubers. I'm Doyle, the Big D to you. This is Big D's Entertainment Rankings and Reviews. So this week's Saturday Morning TVLog is on yet another underrated gem. It's Hello Kitty's Furry Tale Theater, based on the Japanese character Hello Kitty, created by Sanrio Corporation. Now, of course, as I've said, Deke and MGM, well, under their MGM UA TV Productions banner, co-produced the show along with a little animation by Toei. Now, this series involves Hello Kitty and her friends and occasionally family doing their own version of popular fairy tales and stories. Sometimes stories based on movies as well. Anyway, each week they bring to us a fun-filled story, which is a spoof on a well-known fairy tale or a movie. Now the format, each episode opens with the air filling up with patrons and usually a look at some comical goings on backstage. Kind of like what we saw on the Muppet Show in a way. Now the play begins when Hello Kitty or her friend Tuxedo Sam or anything else introducing the play and saying the ever popular Once Upon a Meow, which that's funny. And the stage transforms into whatever setting the story calls for, like outer space, the American Old West, the Great Depression, or the Middle Ages. Now, each show is a light-hearted takeoff of a children's story or a popular movie. Now, we have, well, other characters added to this, including Catnip, not to be confused with the character from the Herman and Catnip cartoons from Harvey Comics, because it's spelled with C-A-T-N-I-P, not with a K, And Grinder, a big old bulldog character, were usually typecast as the villains. At the end, the stage returns to normal and the actors take their bow. Now, one exception to this format is the final cartoon featured in the final episode, The Phantom of the Theater, which begins after the actors have finished a show, specifically Robin Penguin, and all the action in the story takes place backstage. Now, I am getting just a wee bit ahead of myself. Hello Kitty's Furry Tale Theater originally premiered on CBS in September of 1987. And after a total of 13 episodes were produced and aired, each episode having 2 stories, so henceforth it made 26 stories and what have you, which were 11 minutes. The show ended in December of that year, but however, it continued to be rerun. Now, actually, that same year, MTV UK actually aired it just a week after it premiered in North America. Now, after that, this show has never been seen again. But anyway, but years later, I did find it on YouTube, but unfortunately, it was just separate episodes from the shows from the actual series itself, taken from DVDs, which I'll get to those in a second. However, it was about the late 2000s or early 2010s when I actually found the full series on Hulu, long before they went to that, well, back when they were free and what have you. And that's why I got to see the show restored with its intro, and then its closing. Now, actually, which that's no longer available on there, but there is good news. The full series is available on YouTube. You can find it free with ads, or you can find it on the Hello Kitty Kids page, channel page, if you would like, if you're interested in checking it out. Now, I'll go ahead and give you a rundown of the episodes, just because they're takes on tales and movies and what have you. The first episode featured The Wizard of Oz, which was a take on The Wizard of Oz, and Pinocchio Penguin, a take on Pinocchio. The second episode was Cinder Kitty, a take on Cinderella, and the Pawed, P-A-W-E-D, Piper, a take on the Pied Piper of Hamelin. Now, then, of course, there was in episode 3 an E.T. parody called KT, the Kitty Terrestrial, and Peter Penguin, which of course is a take on Peter Pan. Now, of course, where you know or not, there was actually a character by that name in the Hero High segment in the Kid Superpower with Shazam back in 1981. The next episode had Goldilocks and the Three Bears, which was a take on Goldilocks and the Three Bears, and Paws the Great White Dog Shark, which was a take on Jaws. Episode 5 featured Cat Wars, a take on Star Wars, and Tarzan of the Jungle, a take on Tarzan, Lord of the Jungle. Episode 6 featured Sleeping Kitty, a take on Sleeping Beauty, and Kitty and the Kong, a take on King Kong. 7 featured Kitty and the Beast, which of course that was Beauty and the Beast, and Little Red Bunny Hood, a take on Little Red Riding Hood. Let's see here. And episode number... Well, let me go back a little bit. The Tarzan episode also was a take on George of the Jungle as well. Not a cartoon series, but it didn't have a movie. Not yet, anyway. Okay, now where was I? Oh, yes. Number 8 was with Snow White Kitty and the One Dwarf, a take on Snow White, and Frankencat, a take on Frankenstein. Number 9 featured Catula, a take on Dracula, which, of course, if you've seen the Filmation My Email series, there was an episode by that title, as a matter of fact. And Paws of the Round Table, a take on both stories of Knights of the Round Table and The Sword in the Stone. Now, the 10th episode had Rumpeldogskin, a take of Rumpelstiltskin, and Robin Penguin. That was an episode that was their take on Robin Hood. 11 featured Hello Mother Goose, a take on Mother Goose, and, well, the various nursery rhymes. Crocodile Penguin, a take on Crocodile Dundee. Episode 12 had The Ugly Quackling, a take on The Ugly Duckling. And Grinder Genie and the Magic Lamp, a take on Aladdin and 1001 Nights. Now, the 13th episode had the one episode that never got included on DVD for certain reasons. And that was the year Scrooge Nip swiped Christmas, a take on 3 different stories. A Christmas Carol, How the Grinch Stole Christmas, and The Night Before Christmas. And then it ends with the episode that did not have an actual title card. The Phantom of the Theater, which of course was a take on the Phantom of the Opera. And that's that. Now then, for our characters, we have Hello Kitty, who was voiced by Tara Sharonov, who of course you know her best as Tara Strong now, who of course this was one of her earlier voice acting performances. She would go on to lend her voice to various tunes, including the Beetlejuice cartoon and the Powerpuff Girls and lots of other tunes, Teen Titans. And then there's Kitty's mom and dad, Mary Kitty, voiced by Elizabeth Hanna, and George Kitty, voiced by Lynn Carlson. Elizabeth Hanna also voiced Kitty's grandmother, Grandma Kitty, while Carl Banas voiced Grandpa Kitty. Now, Hello Kitty's friends, Tuxedo Sam the Penguin is voiced by Sean Roberge, and My Melody, voiced by Marion Bennett. That's, of course, a little bunny character. And Chip, a seal pup, voiced by Noam Zilberman. Catnip is voiced by Cree Summer. Yes, this was one of her early performances. She, of course, went on to voice Elmira in Tiny Two Adventures and various other cartoons. Catnip was a green Siamese cat who, of course, is a the diva-like frenemy to Hello Kitty, but is sociable and does have a friendly side, you know. Let's see. Then there's Catnip's mother, a purple Siamese cat named Fangora, voiced by Denise Pigeon. Grinder, the dim-witted, naive, competent bulldog, voiced by Greg Morin. And then, of course, appearing in the final episode was the character of Mouser, not to be confused with the villain from the Super Mario Bros. 2 game, voiced by Fred Savage, just before he even made it big on TV's The Wonder Years. Yeah, I didn't even notice that was him. But yes. Well, anyway, in 1998, MGM actually released various video cassettes. Well, a couple of them, and they did have the opening and closing sequences. In 2003 to 2004, MGM, under their MGM Kids label, released 5 DVDs containing 5 shorts. The only one that wasn't included was the year Scrooge and Swiped Christmas, which I can't imagine why. And unfortunately, opening and closing sequences are not included. That's the reason why. The same DVDs that were released in the US were released in Region 2. Now, of course, the ones that were released on video cassette were used with the opening and closing sequences, but others didn't get released until later. But there were many others and what have you. Now, there were 2 others that weren't released until 2012. Well, 2 of them. And they're not the same. They do include the opening and closing sequences, though. But anyway, but I think those titles are out of print now. But if you want to see a series, no problem. As I've said before, you can find the full series on YouTube. But just look it up, and you should have no problem at all. You'll definitely really enjoy this. If you're a fan of Hello Kitty, or you may have seen maybe the anime series that might have come out before that, or I could be wrong though, but this series is definitely pretty underrated. I don't think anybody has any recollection of it, except me, of course, because I remembered watching this when it premiered on CBS. So, anywho, I think Hello Kitty's Fairy Tale Theater is definitely a very, very fun show. Let me give you a look at the characters. Now, kind of think this is a promo poster for this, featuring the logo, and here's our actual characters, and you can see most of them anyway. If you want to see the rest of them, just watch the series and you'll know who they are when you see them. Alright, that's gonna do it. If you remember Hello Kitty's Fairy Tale Theater, and if you like Hello Kitty, or maybe other stuff that involves the character again, and you've never heard of this, then I would recommend you check this out. If you also like silly takes on fairy tales and movies, well, then they'll feel right at home with this. So if you've seen this show, let me know in the comments section below, and if you like the video, click the like button, subscribe, and be a part of the Big D Nation. And later tonight, I'll be giving to you my review of the Dukes of Hazzard movie from 2005. Now, normally I usually do next week's Saturday Morning TVLog at the end of the video. But, if you all know, the voting for my 200 Saturday morning poll is now closed. I have just counted the number of votes. Whichever one got the most percentage will be the winner. I won't show you the picture for next week's Saturday Morning TVLog, but you'll know what it is when I top out. So I've just checked the number of votes, and well, it just changed at the last minute. The winner of my 200 Saturday Morning TVLog is, drumroll please, thank you very much, Captain K-Man the Teen Angels with 67%. Right behind was the Banana Splits with 15%, and Laugh Olympics with 11%, and Galtar came in dead last with 7%. Sorry but don't worry, those three will be featured in future Saturday morning TV logs. Okay. Now I am going to try to squeeze one or two of those in maybe next month, but I'm not too sure because I want to try yet again and do a Saturday morning TV log revisit. Not sure if I want to try and try the Shazam one, but we'll see what happens. Okay. So anyway, yes. So stay tuned. Next Saturday morning TV log will be Captain K-Man and the Teen Angels. I hope you look forward to it. So thank you for watching my Hello Kitty's Furry Tale Theater Saturday morning TV log. And if you liked it, check out these other perfectly fun-filled Saturday morning shows from long ago. In the upper left-hand corner is a Saturday morning TV log I did on the Chattanooga Cats last month. Or go to the upper right-hand corner and see last week's Saturday morning TV log, and that was on the Hound Cats, which has done much better now. Or if you'd like something else, something different, go to the bottom left-hand corner and see the Saturday morning TV log on a show that was still currently big on CBS at the time, and that would be the original Muppet Babies. And the bottom right-hand corner is the button you can click to subscribe if you like rankings and reviews on movies, TV, music, video games, etc., as well as the Saturday morning TV log. Then I'm your guy. Thanks for watching, and remember, I'm going to say congratulations to the people who voted. And Captain K-Man and the Teen Angels will be next week's Saturday morning TV log, so congratulations today. Until next time, I'm the Big D saying, see ya.